dun 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 dun. JoshCast, dun dun dun. Oh, it's the 6th episode, and maybe dun 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 dun. I've had more than 0 people listening, but we don't know. Dun 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 dun. Oh, 'cause the analytics haven't been installed yet. Dun 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 dun. The analytics that I should probably be using through Google. Dun 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 dun. 'Cause I took a Google class. Dun 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 dun. And now I can measure. Dun 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 dun. My failure. Dun 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 dun. JoshCast. All right, good. Episode 6. Here we are in sunny Burbank, California. I think it's Burbank, or it might be the border of Burbank and Portofino. It's not the border of Burbank and Portofino. I don't know where I'm saying that. I'm just going randomly on. In the car, very hot today. I was at the coffee shop writing. I had a lemon bar, delightful lemon bar, one of the good lemon bars. Here's the thing with a lemon bar. A lemon bar can either be phenomenal or horrible. There's no such thing as a middle ground with a lemon bar. Chocolate cake, on the other hand, I feel like I've had a lot of mediocre chocolate cake. Never bad, but it's either mediocre or great. Lemon bar, you get the wrong lemon bar. You get someone who doesn't know what they're doing with a lemon bar. You get someone, a lemon bar ignoramus making a lemon bar, and you've got yourself some trouble. But the lemon bar I had today was quite delicious. The perfect balance of the sugar and the tartness, if you will, of the lemon. Very, very difficult to make a good lemon bar, as far as I'm concerned. I'm hoping I'm speaking into the right part of this. Yes, I definitely am. Yes, speaking into the bottom of the phone. Good, fabulous. It's hot in this car. Okay, it's Shakespeare's birthday. That's happening. Well, I don't want to get to that yet. First, I feel like I need to be more personal. That's right. I read an article about how couples who are having sex once a week, that's a good, healthy amount to have sex. That's what I read. Once a week. If you're having sex once a week, that helps you out. I'm at about once every 3 decades. That's where I'm at. So I feel like there might be some deficiency in that area. I'm suspecting that. Yes, I am suspecting that there might be some deficiency in that area. I can tell by the way I am a raving lunatic 90% of the time. Maybe that's maybe, I wonder if I had sex once a week, I just wonder how much that would actually change my life. If according to the article, I would actually feel better if I had sex once a week. I think what would happen is that I would spend an entire week still feeling paranoid and terrified with 3 minutes of sex. And if I'm, once I get really, really good at it, I'll still be able to be paranoid and terrified while I'm having sex. I definitely believe that that's attainable. Ooh, one of those old-timey Chevrolet trucks has just passed. Powder blue, if you will, like a 1940s, 1950s truck, just driving into the driveway right now. No, he's turning around. That's what he's doing. Okay, that's good. Not sure why I brought that up. You never see Transformers choosing to transform into classic cars. It's always never the classic cars. I don't know. There's maybe got an issue with that. It'd be nice to see a Transformer transform into, a Studebaker or something. Would it be nice? Well, no. See, I wouldn't be impressed with that. Or would I? When I was growing up, one of the toy cars I bought was a Saab 9000. That was an actual car that I had. It was one of my favorite cars. Because safety is important, even in your fantasies. Safety is everything. I talked at length about the Volvo in the last podcast. Perhaps today we should venture into the Saab, which I believe was the car that Jerry Seinfeld drove in Seinfeld, the fictional series. I know in reality he's got a bunch of cars now. I wonder if he still has a Saab, though. I bet he does. Somewhere I bet he does. Once you go Saab, you Saab. That wouldn't be a good slogan for Saab. Might be. Yeah, once you go Saab, the sobbing takes care of itself. In Aspen, Colorado, in the 90s, they used Saabs as the police cars, which tells you how badass they were. They were not concerned with high speed chases. I don't know. Maybe the Saabs were fast. I just know I thought the Saabs were also considered very safe. But then I'm sure it was a fast car. I shouldn't be dissing the Saab. I don't even know if they still make Saabs. Excellent question. I've gone off track. Where was I? Having sex once a week, would that help? I'm not convinced it would. I think what would help me more than anything is a complete overhaul of everything. That would be useful, but that we just don't have the capability yet scientifically. I think a cyborg, that would be a cybernetic organism. Wherever any weak part of me, I think we just replace with an Apple computer, and there we go. I'm feeling much better. That would be great if we just take out my emotions and replace them with Siri, and or replace them with even Apple Maps at this point would be great instead of my instincts. I'd take Apple Maps, slightly better than my instincts. That's my feeling on that. But yes, sex once a week, man. Oh, I'd have to. Do you know how much catch up I'd have to play to get to once a week? I feel like there'd have to be. Oh man, I can't even imagine. I'm not asking people out right now. That's where I'm at. I mean, if I see an attractive woman, but I don't know who she is, we've never met before, I just don't feel like I should go up and talk to her because I'm smart. Well, no, see, am I just being frightful? Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid she's going to say no. I'm afraid she's going to think I'm weird. I think what'll happen is I'll have these moments of confidence, and the moments are getting larger and larger. Where I'll go, I'll go sometimes a full 15 minutes and go, I'm okay, and then there'll be a lapse, and in that lapse, I want to be cradled. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm afraid that I will not be able to keep up the confidence when I'm with a woman. And the point will come where suddenly I'll be on the floor shaking, and I'm afraid that she's going to look at that and go, I can't, I'm not ready for motherhood, and then off we go, and that's the end of that relationship. That's a huge fear of mine. Huge fear of mine there. There's ding 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 ding. Transition into another thought. Transition. So yes, it is Shakespeare's birthday coming up on the 20th of April, or is it the 21st? Oh God, I screwed it up. I've screwed it up already. Oh God. I should know that. For someone who loves Shakespeare this much, I should know if it's the 20th or the 21st. Oh, God. I know it's in April, though. I don't know how old he is. It's 500, 600, 1,000 years. 5 million years old. It's 200 years. 500. He's old. Well, he's dead. Or perhaps, his thought process was put onto paper and has been absorbed by the thought processes of millions of people over generations. So you could say that he is still alive to this day, with his thoughts echoing through the theaters of the world. That's what you could say. That is what it is. He is still alive, people. He is still alive. We're still talking about him. Still alive. And yet, there are people who think that he did not write the plays. And I don't know. Here's the thing. What fascinates me is somebody saying to themselves, I don't think Shakespeare wrote these plays. And I'm going to dedicate my life's work. I shall dedicate my life's work to figuring out who actually wrote these plays. Was it the Earl of Southampton? Was it the Earl of Oxford? Was it Queen Elizabeth? Aliens. Perhaps it was Jimmy. I don't know who Jimmy is, but could have been a guy named Jim. We don't know. But I find that fascinating. The people get that obsessed with it. And I'm just wondering, I'm more interested in why they're obsessed with proving whether or not Shakespeare wrote the plays, when it doesn't seem to me to matter much. But maybe I'm just being ignorant. I think my prediction with the people who are obsessed with this is that they're obsessed with trying to figure out who wrote Shakespeare's plays, because it's easier to be obsessed with that than it is to open up emotionally with another human being in a functional relationship. That's how scary it is. That is how scary. That is how scary it is. Between dealing with repairing the damage between members of my family, or sitting in a library reading Hamlet and then reading something that someone else wrote and go, I think that this is the guy who wrote Shakespeare. People would rather sit in a library and do that than try to have a normal relationship. That's how horrible relationships are. It drives people to do research in libraries. That's the problem. That is the problem. We need to work on our relationships. That's what we need to do. Easy for me to say, I recognize. One of my favorite Shakespeare plays is actually Edward III, because Shakespeare probably only wrote part of it. And I can tell the parts that Shakespeare didn't write because those were the parts that I could totally understand. Suddenly it was clear, simple, ungenius English. That's finally, I went, now we're talking. As if one character came up and said, to die is all as common as to live. And then another character said, you're absolutely right, Ralph. You're absolutely right. I'm on the same page with you. Death and life, that's hard. Death is hard and life is hard. It's a lot of hardness going on. Oh, man, Ralph, I can't believe we're here in England and we're about to fight people and we're going to die. I can't stand it, Ralph. I really can't stand it. My God, Ralph, I think we need to rethink our lives. We really do. We need to rethink our lives, Ralph. Ralph, did you want a sandwich? By the way, I'm going over to the tent where they have the food tent, and I was going to ask if they, did you want a sandwich? Did you want something with pickles? I know you usually want something with pickles. I'm probably going to just get the mutton. I'm in a mutton sort of mood today. I've noticed, Ralph, I've noticed that the more foliage I've been eating lately, the more upset my stomach has been getting, and yet I'm supposed to be eating foliage. But occasionally the mutton kind of settles my stomach. That's a weird thing I've noticed, Ralph. I don't know. Do you feel the same way about that? The other character is not even named Ralph. The other character is, the Earl of Devonshire, and he says, methinks the russet sun of stars and space to shine upon us on this night. And then the other character, not written by Shakespeare, is like, it would be nice if we had a lighting system here. I really agree with that. I'm tired of being, shined down upon by metaphors. That doesn't help me when I'm looking for my undies, for my long johns, for my PJs. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ding, 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 transition, ding, transition, ding, transition, ding, transition. Just saw two birds flying by overhead. One of them looked like a crow. And the other one was like a smaller bird, and they were flying together. It seemed like two different species of birds flying together, perhaps in the middle of a dogfight of some kind. I couldn't tell, or perhaps it was cooperative. Maybe one was the younger sibling of the other one. I'm not sure, but there was a. I've never seen two differing birds fly together like that before. I'd like to know what the story is behind that. I think one of them is in a codependent relationship and the other one is not. That's what's going on with those two birds right there. I feel like the larger bird knew where he was going. He had his life planned out. The smaller bird trying to live vicariously through the larger bird, trying to be the larger bird's friend. And the larger bird is saying, listen, if you're going to do this, you're not going to be the alpha male of the group. I'll tell you that right now, because I'm the alpha male. of this bird group. You're going to be the zeta. That is what you're going to be if you insist on trying to push yourself in to our social structure. Is that what you're trying to do? Do not do that. It's not that we don't want you here, okay? It's that it's just there's not a chemistry. There's not a chemistry. And the younger bird is going, I want to be you. I just want to be you. I just want to bask in your glory for just a few minutes. That's all I ask. Please, if I can be your friend, that will make me popular. That's all I'm asking. That is all I'm asking. This has quickly turned into a metaphor for my childhood, for those of you who haven't figured that out yet, although I'm sure you have. Who would still be listening to this podcast at this point? Ding, 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 transition. So there was only one bird in my complex this morning that I could hear. Normally, when I think of the birds singing in the morning, it's something upbeat. There's just one bird. It wasn't a crow, a higher pitched voice, but all it was doing was going ah, ah, ah. That's what the bird was doing this morning. Oh, and it wasn't pleasurable either, by the way. I want to make that clear. It wasn't, I was also not mistaking the bird for perhaps something that was happening in the bedroom, if you will. You wink, wink, nod, nod. Wink, wink, nod, nod. It wasn't that. It was a bird going, oh, 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 oh. That's what I was hearing this morning. But here's the other thing. It didn't sound like a bird that would otherwise be happy and was maybe in danger or injured. It sounded like this was the species of bird, that there's a species of bird, and that their bird call is, I don't like it. That's their species. That's their call. That's their mating ritual right there. Oh man, I want to be part of that species. If I could cry as part of the mating ritual, that'd be great. Just walk up to a woman and go, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know. I'm being introduced to new kinds of morality, and it's scary because the kind of morality that I am used to is very rigid. Very rigid. Help me. Love me. Just love me. Oh man, wouldn't that be an awesome bird mating call? I'd like to think if reincarnation exists, I am really trying to achieve a higher level at the next round, just to, keep going up the levels. But if I have to go down to a lower level, I want to be that bird. That's the bird I want to be. Just every morning, oh God, oh, this is meaningless. Yes, I can fly, but how far? It doesn't matter. Eventually, I got to come down to earth anyway. It's fleeting, and it takes so much energy for me to fly. I have to be eating constantly. This is not what I had in mind when I was in a previous life, and I was a sandworm, and I thought, if I could only be a bird. I want to go back to being a sandworm. Whoa, what just happened there is a thought within a thought. We're getting some MC Escher stuff going on here, kids. That's right. This is a really robust mood that I'm in. I'm not sure. I'm at 18 minutes now. I don't know what just happened. I don't know if that's even coherent. Why would somebody listen to this? It's like I feel like what I've just done is if James Joyce was beaten severely and then asked to write something. That's what this is right there. I tried reading Ulysses. I got through 2 pages of Ulysses. A guy with red hair is shaving. That's all I got out of Ulysses. It's a brilliant novel about a guy with red hair who is shaving. Ulysses. Rent it. I don't think they made a movie version of Ulysses. Maybe they have. Oh, now I don't know. I should have done my research before the podcast. Look, guys, we're in episode 6. We're trying some new things. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. It's a pleasure. I am headlining in the Yoo-Hoo Room on Sunday, the 24th of April. You should come down and check it out. It's an all-clean show. Clean show! None of that shenanigans in this show. All clean. So expect twice as many Power Rangers jokes from me as you would normally get in a normal set. I've done whole sets about the Power Rangers, so that doesn't make any sense. Pleasure having you here. Thank you for listening. This is the end of the podcast. The end of the podcast. And the children play and the birds do sing. This is the end of the podcast. And now I'm going to turn off the recording, which I can't do because my phone is locked. Now I'm unlocking the phone and turning off the recording now.